Alright, here we go. Let's try to take out the systems on the Star Destroyer. So what do we got here? Power system.
I see him. Right behind us.
Do we not have... Alright. Boost up those shields. Big strafing run. Alright, what else is there to attack?
Tractor beam.
Oh. Yeah. There you go. Boost up. Fly out of there. How cool would this be in VR? That'd be fantastic. Oh my god. They did a really good job of this game. And I'm really glad that it sold well, so that they're going to do more stuff that is updating what an older game did really, really well. Why people like that older game. Obviously, you're going to modernize some things to make it easier to play and more enjoyable, but still, like, oh, nice. Now's your chance? Okay, let's go for it. Except I don't have any missiles or anything, so maybe we can just take out these power systems. Red light on, missile coming at us. There we go, take this thing out. Oof. How cool is that? Oh man, this game like really nails the excitement of the older TIE Fighter games, X-Wing games, of the movies, and would be a million times better in VR. It'd be a good first VR experience. And they added some things to this game that work really, really well. Like, there we go. That's good. It's farther than I was getting before. I think I was using the wrong ship. I was using like an A-wing before, which I think you got to go X-wing or bust. Just stronger and take down some of this stuff. Destroy 2 subsystems. Alright. There we go. Repair. Put on the French shield. Go after this thing. And, you know, you can see where they cut the corners, but it still, to me, looks really impressive enough. Like, there's never anything that they cut from the visuals that makes it not sort of, like, immersive. You know what I mean? Like, you can see that, yeah, it doesn't look... They're not trying to blow your mind with the visuals, but they realize you don't need to. It just needs to look good for what you're trying to do. That's what really matters. We take these things out. How cool is that? Bit of a boost. Get those shields up. And bam. Whoa, 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 whoa. You go through your lasers pretty fast. But yeah, like some of the things they added, the repair systems, the ability to have like drastically different engines, shields, customize your ship to like for a different kind of play style, which is pretty cool. You know? And just having the power management that made the original game so fun. And made it feel like not just a silly kind of arcade game. But something a little deeper. To add that sort of simulation aspect to it. Fully damaged sections of the ship cannot be destroyed again. And like the ability to go after the different subsystems and stuff on the Star Destroyer, on the big capital ships, gives it an element of strategy and makes it feel a little more special than just kind of standing in front of something and blasting away at it. Because it should, you know, it should have that element of like they're tougher to deal with, and that they are more intricate to deal with. Yeah, boost away, baby. There we go. Let's boost up these shields. Who's coming after me? This thing? There we go. Boost up the... Because that... Like, having that repair system's so bloody nice. Because the missions can be really long, and that was a big problem in the older games, is that you'd be in a 25-minute mission, you take a couple hits, and then you're terrified the whole way, where like one more laser blast can be the end of you, you know? Which I guess that is how it is, you know, if you're in like a TIE fighter or something. They're pretty weak. But it's not, if you're one person who needs to survive so you can actually finish the mission off, then yeah, you're gonna need an ability to survive. Yeah, so many little fun things to balance that you don't have to engage with, but can give you an advantage if you do. And makes it a little more fun. It's perfect. They didn't just completely copy the old games and not add anything new. But they did probably the perfect job of updating something. It's like what I'd want to see with, hey, Niccolo, you're home from Grandma's. Move that belt. Ooh. Time for some Baileys. Enjoy, buddy. Oh my god. It's like what I'd like to see from Morrowind. Not necessarily being updated, but like, don't just take Morrowind. Just make a smaller Elder Scrolls game that looks a little more modern, but doesn't have to be mind-blowing, and has the idea of what people really liked and missed out of, say, Morrowind. Nick A007. The most of the game up to this point is fairly easy. This final mission was really giving me problems when I had the wrong ship. Now that I have an X-Wing that can, like, has a front shield and, like a shield not a shield generator, but like a hull repair and that shield overload. So it's not so bad anymore. But it was tougher in the A-Wing. I was finding myself, I could not take care of the Star Destroyer here with just a simple little A-Wing. So yeah, I'd say for anybody who has any kind of experience with flying games or this kind of game, you won't have too many troubles with it. It's more of a modern feel, you know. Alright. Let's blow this bloody thing up. Oh boy. Have you played many flying games, or have you played TIE Fighter X-Wing before? Look at this thing. Just blasted. Let's try to boost up lasers and shields while we can. There's just like a fun bit of like sim management with this stuff. Shields, lasers, engines. There we go. Yeah, see, I mean, I've got my hull back up to 100%. Go toe-to-toe with the Star Destroyer. Yeah. Yeah. I was a big fan of TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance. Rogue Squadron. It's way different from Rogue Squadron on the N64. The tougher thing about Rogue Squadron in those games is that you were in charge of taking out a lot of enemies. So if you weren't really... Yeah, if you weren't right on the money with shooting a lot of those enemies, you were dead. Nice. Are we blowing up the Star Destroyer? There we go. Let's watch this thing blow up. No. I want to watch this blow up. Yeah, Rogue Squadron was way difficult. And the ones on the GameCube were a lot harder. This one you have more things at your fingertips to get through the missions. And there's actually some really creative mission design in this game. It's really fantastic. Switch back to objectives.
Vanguard, looks like that signal is coming from inside the Starhawk.
And also, the N64 was a more difficult era for games.
Get to the signal origin point before it's too late.
Reach the source of the signal. Sure. There, so we're putting up repairing our hull from the high 60s up to, oh my god, 94, 95, ooh, 97. It's really fantastic. Even the multiplayer, I was finding, I was not really all that competitive, but I was doing better in the multiplayer in this game than I would in a lot of multiplayer games.
To that signal. Clear the way.
Commander!
Grace, you see that?
Unbelievable.
I see a Y-wing skimming across and smashing into a ship.
Starhawk inside out. We thought we lost you. Yeah, I'll explain later, General. What's our status?
The Starhawk has a straight shot at the moon, sending in corvettes to get it moving. Give them some cover.
Corvettes? To tow the Starhawk into the moon and take out every damn Imperial ship in range. Then count me in. Let's finish this together.
Defend the corvettes.
Here and ready to go.
Alright. Nice. They're gonna tow this thing into a moon. That's pretty cool. It's pretty epic.
Corvettes are in position. Whoa, that tractor beam's no joke. Vanguard, Imperial bombers are heading straight for the corvettes.
TIE bombers. Take them out.
Vanguard, be ready.
We'll hold off the Imperials as long as we can.
Corvette engines at full power.
How long's this gonna take?
Longer than I'd like. Be ready. Come on, hold together. You okay?
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like some of...
But not to fight. You can only fix so much.
Come on! Go, 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 go! I think we need to get way faster.
If you watch our backs, we'll handle the rest.
Careful. That tractor beam isn't stable. Look sharp. More bombers coming in. Looking good, buddy.
There we go. Blast the bombers! You know, I mean, these are probably typically some of the harder missions, is keeping something
Without those corvettes, Starhawk
around, right? Because you have way more things to keep track of. If you got several fighters and several targets you need to
Chances.
keep alive, and they're sending like bombs, missiles and stuff from long range that you got to take down.
how's our Starhawk doing, Otto? We're getting there.
How did you survive inside the Starhawk?
I helped build it, remember? And I was damn lucky.
That tractor beam almost
Boom.
shot me apart.
It does seem like you have less laser power in this one than you did in, say, like TIE Fighter, but I think that actually works pretty well. A bit more management involved. But it would be nice if you could always have at least some ability to shoot. Maybe it's because the X-Wing could shoot 4 at a time.
Protect those ships with everything you've got.
You're good now.
If you're just taking out the ships, that's not so bad. When you've got to take out the, when you have to shoot, like, the missiles from long range, that can be kind of tough. Because they're hard to see, and, like, if they're not telling you on the radio, it can be hard to notice what's coming on.
You got a tail. Vanguard, we have TIE bombers heading right for us.
Yeah, I know, I see.
Get rid of them before we use those corvettes. Watch the tractor beam. Our starfighters can't handle it.
Damn, we've lost a corvette.
Oh, no.
Heavy strain. Keep those bombers
Fine, I'm trying to.
We hear you. It's now or never.
That's it. The Starhawk is on a collision course with the moon.
Nice. Smooth sailing from here.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a change?
I see him. Right behind us.
Where is the Corvette going? I ordered it back. Towing the Starhawk alone almost burned out its engines. It's up to you now, Vanguard.
Okay.
Count on us, General.
All right. The Starhawk's picking up speed, but it's still vulnerable.
Vanguard, defend the Starhawk at all costs.
Alright, let's get our lasers up nice and full.
I'm here. The Starhawk's almost ready to blow. How long we gotta fly escort?
You see that archway between those two rocks? That's where it's headed.
Once the Starhawk reaches that point, there's no turning back.
Prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
It's too bad we're losing the Starhawk like this.
It was built to stop Imperial fleets, and that's exactly what it's gonna do.
Thanks to Teresa, though I doubt she'd like the irony.
We're picking up an incoming.
The writing's pretty decent in this game.
Stay alert.
It's got some, like,
Don't they know when to quit?
they included a lot of diversity in it, which I think is pretty nice. Okay, I think we're getting pretty close to the end of this. Escort the Starhawk to the moon. Take out these TIE fighters. Uh-oh. Yeah. Nice flyer, this guy.
They're breaking through.
Yeah. Go. Interceptor even faster. It's nice when they fly right in front of you.
I'm with you.
Nice. Yeah, keep flying in front of me. That's great. What are we doing with this light cruiser? Destroy the Imperial cruiser. Okay. Put shields full to the front.
You don't need to advance if you think you won't need one.
Let's prove them wrong. Again.
Yeah, we're finishing this mission no matter
All right,
what.
cool. Blast off. Get out of here. Ooh, that's a big one. It's actually, you can accidentally
Right behind us.
hyper boost into a big capital ship. I die that way a lot.
Ardo, how are we looking? Starhawk's halfway to the target position.
Missile evaded. Nice.
Everyone on the Temperance is counting on us.
And you've never let them down. Today,
All right,
no difference.
here we go. Light cruiser.
We're making a mark. Keep attacking the cruiser.
I'm coming.
Pleasure.
The Starhawk's taking damage.
We can't let them destroy it before it hits the moon.
Listen, get moving. Keep them on their toes.
There you go.
Finish off that cruiser. We're almost there.
Put the shields full to the front. Okay. Save a nice repair. Boost. Get out of here.
Yes, we got it.
Nice. Perfect. Put the shields to the back. Boost off. It's like managing that little bit of shield power you have is great.
Another one.
Well, we're warmed up already. Bring it on.
More cruisers. Okay. Be nice if I had missiles or torpedoes or something, but I put everything into shields that could actually deal with these things and survive to the end of the mission. Oi! Big boost. Put them to the front. Alright, boost up some shields. Resupply available.
I got you.
Don't think I can actually do anything with that resupply. I don't carry missiles or anything. Unless it can reduce the cooldown for your shield stuff and repair stuff.
We have to keep the Starhawk together or we'll never stop that Imperial fleet. Just a little further.
Okay.
The Starhawk's taking a beating.
There we go. Fantastic. Oh, you're gonna die. You know that person's gonna die.
Vanguard Squadron, get out of there!
It's too late. We can't pull up.
No one panic. Follow me.
We're gonna be racing through like.
This wave's coming. We gotta outrun it.
Oh, sweet.
Go, go, go.
There's a lot of this stuff in this game, like outrunning waves and
Stay with
dodging things, which is great because a lot of times in space there's kind of nothing there, right? It's just all black. So if you have some things you need to dodge around and deal with, that can increase the oh my god, increases the feeling of speed, danger. All right, where are we going? Follow Lyndon.
tail. Stay with me.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
No roll.
Boom! Bam! That's awesome. And this is the kind of stuff they didn't really have in TIE Fighter, which is still an amazing game. But it was all space battles, capital ships, escorting, strike runs, you know, hit and run, all that kind of stuff.
Keo, see that opening?
Whoa!
Yikes, that was too close.
How cool is that?
Impressive. Sharp moves.
Uh-oh. Return to the mission. Am I not?
Dodge around.
That hole's taking a beating.
Better it than us.
Everyone holding up okay?
Faster for his
This is pretty cool. Like, this is a way you kind of do almost like a boss mission of a flying game. Have some flying.
Like that. There's no way through here. We're done for. There's always a way. I see it. That's my flight path.
What the commander said.
This hole here?
This might take us through.
This'll be tight. We can do it.
I'm burning up in here.
Whoa.
They get careless.
Kind of hard to see in the X-Wing because you can't see basically the bottom half of your view is obscured with all this cockpit stuff.
We're almost out.
That's what would be cool with the VR. You can have a look around. You can move your head to get a better view around you and to the sides while you're still maintaining your target in the front.
We did it. Let's head home.
Yeah.
Chandrilla's
That was great.
ahead. Our people will be safe, and we can plan to rebuild. You did it, Vanguard. Project Starhawk is only just beginning.
Okay.
Vanguard.
Be nice
Punch it.
to hear all that stuff about the warning beeping in your ears. Beep, 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 beep. Not quite as heroic. Nice.
Hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you can see it, you'll never make it through the night. We know our
And
new
also don't look at
Republic
it.
faces great challenges.
It'll damage your eyes.
But thanks to Vanguard Squadron, peace is closer than ever. General Syndulla sacrificed one Starhawk for the chance to build a fleet. From Nadiri, Commander Javes will guide our best and brightest, forging the strength to challenge an empire. The war goes on, but we face it with renewed courage. Inspired by heroes who fly for freedom as we emerge from the darkness of Imperial oppression into the light of a new era.
Whoa. That was really fun. Nice. Woo! And then they give Chewie a medal at the end. What a fantastic way of updating an old concept. TIE Fighter to me was great because the missions were complex. You really felt like you're in the role of a starship, fighting small starfighters, fighting big capital ships, trades, escorting, and the energy management that made it feel like a nice, perfect hybrid of an arcade and a sim. This game took all that, expanded on it, and didn't bog the game down with a bunch of stupid cinematics and unnecessary stuff, unnecessary padding. It wasn't too long. They didn't add like a first-person walking around mode. They just made something that was probably one of the best VR games you can get on PlayStation. It's available on like all VR systems, less than full price. I would have paid full price for this game and felt like that was great. And if you're getting this on VR too, how good of a deal is that? I mean, people on VR games are used to paying like 20, 30, 40 bucks and getting these like small sort of experiences, right? And often you're not even able to buy them physically, so you're stuck with this sort of like 2-hour thing you have that you've paid for. But anyway, enough of that. This game is fantastic. Felt great. The writing, fairly good. I'd say the Imperials are written a lot better, and the overall story was pretty good. Some of the Rebels felt really flat and sort of like Saturday morning cartoonish, but I'd say overall the writing was where it needed to be, and some moments actually really stuck out for me. It didn't quite like have the sort of like lore and the atmosphere of the earlier TIE Fighter games, but I think that's hard to do, and I don't think you can place that completely on the writing, but the writing was definitely more on the nose, Saturday morning cartoon, rather than feeling like you were reading a really special sort of Star Wars novel. But better writing than a lot of other games. Worked really, really well. I was really happy to play this, and I was very, very surprised that, number one, EA actually went back to what made the originals good, because you see with Battlefront, they take Battlefront, they take out everything that made the original Battlefronts great, made it more arcadey, took out the fairness of it, turned it into this loot box fiasco that caused big controversy going into the sequel, and it just lost the magic and the charm, didn't expand on what made the originals great. And also the flying in those games was like too overly simplified, which makes sense because those games were mainly about boots on the ground and shooting, first-person shooter, third-person, online deathmatch type game. So you don't expect the flying to be... Obviously, it's not going to get as much attention as this, but they just did such a good job. And then to also make this in more of a budget tier, it's just fantastic. I can't believe that EA did this. Hopefully, this is a sign of good things to come from them, that they realize people will buy games that are not mind-meltingly impressive in terms of visuals. They just want it to actually be a solid game. It be all about the gameplay, what the player is doing. And I felt super involved with all of it, and this was great. This is like one of the best games I've played in a couple of years, and I can't believe that EA is behind it. It's bloody amazing. So, see you next time. Let me know what you thought. Bye.